Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick. And this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors. And if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like. But my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
1879. The Civil War is over, and the resulting economic explosion spurs the great migration west. Farmers, ranchers, prospectors, killers, and thieves seek their fortunes. Cattle drovers turn cow towns into armed camps with murder rates higher than those of modern-day New York or Los Angeles. Out of this chaos comes legendary lawman Wyatt Earp, retiring his badge and gun to start a peaceful life with his family. Earp's friend, John Doc Holliday, a southern gentleman turned gunman and gambler, also travels west, hoping the dry climate will relieve his tuberculosis. Silver is discovered in Arizona. Tombstone becomes queen of the boomtowns, where the latest Paris fashions are sold from the backs of wagons. Attracted to this atmosphere of greed, over 100 exiled Texas outlaws band together to form the ruthless gang recognized by the red sashes they wear. They emerge as the earliest example of organized crime in America. They call themselves the Cowboys.
So when Kevin Costner gets off his horse, that was the baddest thing ever, right?
My favorite is when you have your first joke written.
No, I just thought of that like 2 seconds ago.
Is that true?
Yeah,
no, he's got no.
Because normally you totally have it written in.
No, I actually thought of it
and
literally 2 seconds ago.
It's my favorite when you just have to chime in first with you're like, I've been thinking about this. I said it a couple of times before I went to sleep this week. I said it in the car. I want to make sure I'm getting it right.
I knew you were going to say that.
I've got a joke rehearsed. And
I'm just glad I got to listen to that because I've watched the movie with like children and dogs and siblings and all these things going on. And
couldn't tell what he was talking
I like
about.
Saul stuff, but now I actually understand the movie because I understand what's going
here's
on.
the thing. I mean, and this, let's just open up with that if we could.
Okay.
We just experienced the worst possible movie watching experience that has maybe ever happened in the history. Wait, actually, I can't go there because people have been shot in movie theaters.
Oh.
This was not like that at all.
No, but
that's
it was bad.
Terrible. But this was bad.
Relatively bad.
I was near tears. He was holding my hand. I was like,
So essentially,
I told Rich to shut up when he got here.
We wanted to.
You kind of did.
The idea was, hey, I want to watch this would be a good movie to watch with Jack. And Casey even looked it up. She's like, "Are you sure you want to watch this with Jack? Like, is this okay?" I'm like, and I'm like, I think it's PG-13.
It's just violence, yeah.
She's like, no, it's rated R. She looks it up. She sends me this whole printout. It's like, you know what? There's no nudity. Right. There's profanity. There's some blood, but only in these like 2 real big scenes. There's some violence. You know, this kind of thing. It's like he can totally watch it. I mean, the kid has 8 Mile on his iPad.
There's a website called Kids in Mind.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And it shows you every single thing.
Well, let's put that out there then. You know, if that's a good thing to know.
I used that since my kids were tiny.
It's amazing.
Great.
It doesn't only tell you like what it's rated for. It tells you exactly, specifically what is in there. So if it says nudity, it tells you what kind of nudity.
Well, I liked that because it was like there were the 2 really bloody scenes and I remembered them in my head. And so Casey had sent that over to me and she was like, you can totally watch it. Anyway, so we put it off, not watching it Monday or Tuesday, which those were Casey's days off, and I 100% could have set aside 2 hours for us to watch that movie. We could have watched it,
or when you're not sleeping,
either of the nights. You know what? Or yeah, exactly. I could have. I haven't slept.
Wanted to watch it.
I haven't slept since we got back from Mexico, which was 3 or 4 days ago. And anywho, so we start this movie, and Emma's on the couch. Jack's supposed to watch it with us. Tyler, Casey's brother, comes over. He sits to watch, and just all hell breaks loose. Jack comes home from a friend's, wants to sit and watch. Everett can't get settled anywhere. He's usually the easiest kid in the world. It's like everything that could have made it an obstacle to watch this movie happened. but we fucking made it. This was a
Barely.
hard one, though, just because at every turn, Casey didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So I'm like, okay.
I heard that twice when I
Well,
walked in at the last 20 minutes.
And so, several times I stopped them and I'd be like, okay, look, here's what happened. Here's what's important. This is happening. Anyway.
Had you never seen it?
I saw it a long time ago. I did not remember much from it. Little bits and pieces
Kind
I
of like
remember.
this time.
Well, let's talk about when you first saw it. Do you remember when you first saw it? No, not at all.
I have no
It's
clue.
so funny how these ones...
I'm sure I just saw it on cable or
Well,
something.
this is a 90s movie, right?
93.
93. I did go and see this. I was in college, had my own business. I really wasn't doing a lot of extracurricular items. The movie was kind of the only thing that we had back then to do in Wichita Falls. I did go see it at the movie theater. I remember thinking like, I really wasn't a big Western guy. And I remember there were a couple of other Westerns that happened through the growing up, like the Clint Eastwood ones.
I love
that
Westerns.
stuff. Do you? So
Yes.
you're a Western guy still. But they don't make Westerns like this anymore.
Actually, Kurt Russell was in one into last year called Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, yeah?
I just downloaded it. I'm going to watch it.
That's
When I
funny.
get a chance.
That as being
And he was in Hateful Eight.
well, being of Native American descent, that is actually what I call my penis, Bone Tomahawk.
Didn't you call it something?
His name is actually Cowboy, and
Cowboy,
it
that
has
was
been
it.
since the third grade.
That was it.
I have absolutely called my penis Cowboy since the third grade. That is documented, and I have never strayed from it. And I still refer to
Who's
him as
the
that.
Indian? Is your mom?
I'm assuming so. Yeah, I mean it's
You're
super
assuming
complicated.
so.
Yeah, it is my mom. Yes, my
Okay.
mom. Yeah, it's super complicated. I don't know. It's I'm sort of a
'Cause your dad looks Irish or
I'm
something.
Heinz 57 sauce. I think.
Is your dad Irish?
No.
No.
I don't know. I don't know. My dad's not here right now.
Right?
He's at home.
Either way, Jared doesn't have any hair on his body. Neither
So
does his grandpa,
Westerns-
and he was Native American.
Yeah. So westerns were
What just happened?
were a thing, and the deal is that it really wasn't my thing. But when did Young Guns come out? Let's find out what that is. Hold on.
88.
All right.
88 to 90.
So I was not a big Western guy,
But you liked Young Guns, right?
but again, that's what I'm saying. Young Guns came out, and it was like, dude,
it was like the John Hughes in the West.
right, Brat Pack guys in a fucking Western. Everybody went
incredible.
and say it. John Bon Jovi did the theme song. It was like heavy metal meets freaking Brat Pack. I'm gonna go see Young Guns. How about Young Guns 2, where Emilio Estevez narrates it, talking like an old man? I bet that would.
Got scars.
I bet that would drive you fucking nuts now.
Terrible.
We got to do Young Guns 2. Just so I can get your...
Can I watch Young Guns 1 first?
Yeah. Have you not seen Young Guns 1?
I don't even know. I don't even know what Young Guns 1 is.
What?
Finally.
I have no idea. Westerns, or is it a Western?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
That's like way out of any genre I was ever into.
Really?
They thought the Pat got me.
Young Guns is
Yeah,
hilarious.
they didn't. So anyway, I went and saw Tombstone. I thought this movie was fucking awesome. I loved it.
You love Tombstone?
You love Tombstone? Tombstone. A successful lawman's plans to retire anonymously in Tombstone, Arizona are disrupted by the kind of outlaws he was famous for eliminating. It's the story of Wyatt Earp, told very, very fairy tale-ish,
Yeah.
I think. You know?
Well, it's like they took all the good parts out of the story and made a movie out of it.
Did they?
Yeah.
What? And I'm interested to know
There was
about
a lot
that.
of true. I mean, most of it was true. Like even some of the terms, the things that were said during certain instances were
Right.
all the facts were
So they
there.
took the good parts out of his story. You're saying they didn't take the good parts out of what we're watching in the movie. They took the good parts, they put it into a movie, and that's what we're watching.
Yeah. So basically, this movie was supposed to be starring Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner first was Wyatt Earp in Tombstone. Then there was some kind of dispute. Kevin Costner left. He went off to go do his own Tombstone because he wasn't. It wasn't the biopic that he was envisioning, which is why Wyatt Earp is the way it is, which is a much more biopic about Wyatt Earp and everything and why it sucks so bad. And so,
Right. Now, so let's get into this before you keep going.
Okay.
But remember where you're at now.
all right.
I've never seen the Kevin Costner.
Oh,
movie,
okay.
Wyatt Earp.
I didn't know. Okay.
Is it bad?
Yeah,
Because
I think
I
it's
feel
terrible.
like this. We
it's just boring.
We haven't watched a Kevin Costner movie yet, but I feel like he gets a lot of shit for making bad movies, but he's
Right.
like the fucking biggest movie star
Right.
ever. And he has made some amazing movies. So,
Right.
it's funny. It's like...
He's like the opposite of Tom Cruise. I love seeing Kevin Costner in a movie. Like,
Right.
I like him in movies, but like a lot of his movies are just terrible.
but you hate seeing Tom Cruise in movies, but they're all fucking good.
Right.
That's amazing. That is the most genius put together thought you've had since we started the podcast.
God damn it.
Holy crap.
I thought that was going to be a compliment.
That's exactly you're spot on. Because you see Kevin Costner in a movie and you're like, oh my God, yes, I like that dude. He's great.
And then it's The Postman. You're watching The Postman.
See, didn't watch that either. I didn't see Dances with Wolves. I thought that movie was good.
Is one of my favorite
Tin
movies.
Cup is really good.
It's actually in my list of favorite westerns. I've
Yeah.
got Tombstone, The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. That stars Brad Pitt. Dances with Wolves.
Okay.
Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood. Django Unchained. Or as I usually call it, The Django Unchained.
Now, okay, so I haven't seen that either. But
my
is
God,
that
really?
an actual Western?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because
it's a Quentin Tarantino.
Is it a tall
Western.
tale?
It's not real. It's
Right.
a made-up story.
All right.
And then 3:10 to Yuma with Russell Crowe and Appaloosa, which I only saw once a long time ago, but I remember liking it. I went back and saw some clips, and I go, yeah, I totally dug that movie. That's a great movie.
No Silverado? You didn't like
Oh, shit, Silverado,
You didn't like
yes.
Silverado.
I totally...
You didn't put it in there.
I went... No, I
You
went...
didn't put it on the list.
No.
It's not on the list. You
Check
can't take
this
it back.
out. Check
Casey,
this out.
we got a movie not on the list here at the front gate. We're going to have to get this movie out of here,
Check this
please.
out.
I heard
I went-
Silverado wasn't even on the list.
It's not on the list.
I
my God.
went and looked up top westerns just so I could get other lists.
So you cheated. That's why your list is wrong.
Exactly. And I went in and I got a bunch of movies that people put on their top, and I picked my own from all of those.
Right.
Nobody had Silverado on there.
Is Urban
That's
Cowboy...
one of my favorite.
Is that a Western?
No.
Is The Electric Cowboy? Is that a...
Yes. The
That's a
Electric
bar.
Cowboy
Is that?
No.
That's a bar in Louisville. They have 50-cent beers on Tuesdays.
It's also a Robert Redford movie
Jane Fonda.
where he wears a suit with light bulbs on it.
Yes, lights.
Like
Oh, he's like electric.
he's an electric cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Electric Boogaloo? The that's Breaking
Breaking
2.
Two?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Was that a Western?
It's in its own way.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, were you sad that Turbo broke his leg?
Turbo. I love Turbo.
You did like Turbo, not Ozone?
No.
How'd you
I
feel
hated
about
Ozone.
Kelly getting with the rich guy?
What are y'all talking about?
I know.
Special K?
Special K.
Ugh.
All right, so back to what you were saying about Tombstone, which
Okay, so Kevin Costner was supposed to star in Tombstone. He got all butthurt about it, left, and went to go do Wyatt Earp, which released like 3 months later or something.
so did they come out really close to each other?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were
All right.
head to head,
Interesting.
basically in the box office for.
Because I remember already knowing the story. I had seen Tombstone, and I remember just going, and then Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner comes out, and I'm just like, I literally just saw that. I'm good, you know?
Right. All right. Kurt Russell got chosen to replace Costner. And basically, there was a big showbiz battle where Kevin Costner was stealing resources, cutting off distribution channels so that they couldn't release Tombstone, so that his film would do better. There was a whole thing. They had to go do crazy things to get sets, the everything, because he had basically taken all of the resources.
Kevin Costner owned Hollywood at the time.
Yeah.
Even though Kurt Russell was a child actor and
Right.
Mr. Hollywood. And having sex with Goldie Hawn.
So Kurt Russell basically took the script. It was a lot bigger. It was a lot more stuff, and he like just started slashing stuff and just making it badass. Obviously, because we've watched it and we all know how badass the movie is. And it just basically cut out all the bullshit and kept all the cool stuff. And that's why Tombstone rules, and that's why Wyatt Earp sucks balls.
Directed by George P. Cosmatos, sort of, I guess. Are we going to get into that? Or
Yeah. So basically, Kurt Russell directed.
he pretty much took over the movie.
Kurt Russell directed the film. He was a ghost director because they lost the other director or whatever. Kurt Russell got the idea to use George as the director from Frank Stallone, who was in this movie, who is a brother of Sylvester Stallone.
Right?
And Sylvester Stallone used him to direct, I think, the Rambo movies as the ghost director. So Stallone was really the director, but he used George Cosmatos as sort of a ghost director because he was fine with that. like a lot of directors in Hollywood, they're like, F you, it's going to be my vision. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to make all the choices. And he was a kind of the guy that didn't care. He was like, fine, I'll do it. You direct, and then when you're busy doing other stuff, I'll do what you tell me to do.
All right, the stars of this movie, when we get into the cast, I think it's crazy. This was one of those things where Casey sat down to watch this with me, and again, it was...
Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit,
Well,
holy shit.
no, it wasn't that. Because, well, actually, yes, but it wasn't referring to the movie. It was like, holy shit, now we've got to go zip up the trampoline because there's a child hanging out of it. And there's a dog who is lodged in the couch cushions. And there's a child who took a scooter upstairs. And then, oh no, where did that kid come from? Who is that? Why are they eating Cheetos? And it was just a whole thing. And then she just goes, oh, so basically this movie has everyone in it.
Right.
And so...
Yeah, like I didn't even understand anything that was happening, but every time I'd look up, I was like, I know that
Some
guy.
new person that's
Exactly.
amazingly
I know that
famous.
guy. I have no idea what any of them are doing, if they're friends, if they're just hanging out. I guess they're cowboys. Oh, they're not cowboys. There are other people who are cowboys. I have no fucking idea what was happening, but a lot of people. A lot of people in this movie.
Let's talk opening scene. I mean, they're riding up. It's very much Three Amigos looking, you know?
Yeah, it was almost the same scene
Almost,
as Three Amigos. I didn't even think
almost
about
the
that.
same scene as Three Amigos. It's just, the Cowboys are riding up. But I do want to make this comment. It's 2016. Saw this movie and when it came out in 93. And the one thing that I never put together, I remember them saying, hey, they're called the Cowboys. They wear this red sash. They're sort of linked to the first ever organized crime. And that all made sense to me until I saw it this time. And then this watch, I was like, holy shit, it's like gangs. I mean,
Right.
they're the Crips. They're the Bloods.
Right.
They're the, that's the thing. They're marking themselves with their colors, going around and creating this world of fear.
Right.
It's like
And
straight out of Compton.
taking what they
Colors.
want
Colors.
and again walking into these gambling establishments and just taking what they want. I had really never put that together. Who is it that plays Curly Bill? What's that actor's name?
Powers Booth.
Powers Booth. This has to be one of his best roles ever.
Definitely.
Because he is terrifyingly awesome in this.
Yes.
And in control when he needs to be, and out of control when he needs to be, and just really, really well played by him. I mean, he was just cast perfectly.
I agree.
But he rolls into this, and when he says, you killed two of our cowboys, and you're like, oh, shit. Something really bad is about to happen.
Right.
And it does. I mean, they just start shooting everybody. I love somebody make this guy kneel down. He just shoots him in the kneecap. Saw that coming.
Thomas Hayden Church shoots him in the kneecap.
Oh, Thomas Hayden Church. Worst fucking actor in the history of film ever.
You didn't like him?
He's the guy who's in all of the stuff. He's in the wine movie, and every line that he says is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
He's in
Sideways.
Oh, Sideways is the worst movie ever. I
He's
hated
the
that.
fucking worst.
Now I know who you're talking about.
I will never forget.
Did you not like him in this movie?
In this movie, I think he's terrible. When they're walking backwards after they kill the sheriff and they take Curly Bill in, and when he says the line, "We'll meet again," when he says that, it is delivered so poorly that it literally makes me want to smash everything
Like,
around.
I don't like him as an actor, so
He's horrible.
I'm obviously picking up on what you're talking about. However, I thought he had one of the best moments acting wise. Of course, he wasn't saying anything at the time in the whole movie.
Before we go to that, it's the guy from Wings.
Right,
So
the guy
if you're
from Wings.
listening to this podcast and we're trying to all put it together and you're in your car or whatever,
It's the dumb guy from
the
Wings.
dumb guy from Wings. And he went out and he's done like a couple of movies ever since
By the way,
then.
he played the great dumb guy. He's good at that.
So he was in Sideways. He was in Spanglish. He was in...
He was in Georgia the Jungle.
Okay, see? So he
No,
did
he's
it,
terrible.
guys.
No, he's
I
terrible.
mean,
I
he's
think
fucking terrible. The worst actor. He was good in Wings, actually.
because he plays
Should have played that guy.
Yeah.
But almost every line, even at the OK Corral, when the greatest actor in this film, at least, Val Kilmer, winks at him, and you just see even his facial expressions are bad.
No, that's the scene I was talking about.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Oh my god, that was my favorite part of the movie.
Okay, I was
When
grasping
he
for
winks-
straws, actually. I really was.
Oh,
I
really?
really was totally just grasping at some shit. Is that your favorite?
Yes.
Is his reaction to the
Yes.
wink? Okay.
I was kind of surprised about that too. That was a really, really good
Okay.
scene.
No,
Yes.
but I like the. Listen to me. I love
the
everything.
wink happens.
Okay.
And then he's got his face like all like tense and nervous. The wink happens, and you see his face drops.
Right.
And then Kurt Russell sees his face drop,
Goes,
and he's like,
"Oh,
"Oh my
no.
god!"
Oh my God.
Because he knows what's about to happen, and then that's when the shooting starts. Dude, that was the best. Oh my god, that was my favorite scene in the entire movie.
So what you're saying is, as long as Thomas Hayden Church doesn't speak,
Right.
he's actually a really good actor.
He's an amazing actor
Yeah.
with unspeaking.
God, I'm glad it came up early, because my God, is he bad and everything. We'll meet again.
Patron, he said someone will come to revenge for him. Something like a sick horse who comes to sit with him. He talk crazy, no entiendo un carajo.
It's not what he said, you ignorant wretch. Spanish is worse than your English.
So good.
Johnny Ringo is a fucking badass.
He
in this
is a
movie.
badass.
He's quoting the Bible. Revelations. Behold, a pale horse. The man who sat on him was death. And hell followed with him.
Love the foreshadowing.
Yeah, I love that. And I had never heard of Johnny Ringo. Johnny Ringo's a real guy. You know, that was all of these.
All these
guys.
fuckers were real.
Texas Jack was a real guy.
Right.
So
Did you go on like a Wikipedia binge?
no,
I did. I
No.
mean, every time they'd say a name, and they were very good about Johnny blah blah blah. They'd always say his name
Yeah.
when they so that
Oh,
you go,
that's-
that's a real person,
Yeah.
because you're supposed to know. Oh, that's a real historic
Right.
person. And I fucking start googling that.
yeah,
person.
that's the thing is like you don't even insignificant characters. You think Ike or whatever is
Right.
an insignificant
Nope, he was
guy.
real.
No, I mean not only is he real, he has a history after this movie. He tries to rob a bank and gets shot. There's a few things that they take off of the actual historic facts to make it more cinematically pleasing.
Right.
But they did a pretty fucking good job. Love it.
Definitely.
And I agree. I mean Johnny Ringo, I hated him. And
He just played that so well.
he is a great character.
Hurts, don't it?
I love this. I love that that's our intro into it. I totally, until today, just thought that he just walked up to the dude who was beating his own horse and slapped him with a rope and took the guy's horse. And it just today realized, no, they were just traveling.
Right. That's
And
his
so the
horse.
guy was unloading it, and the guy was hitting his horse, and then he hit the guy for hitting his horse. So then I'm just thinking, shit, that could go down. Somebody spanking a kid, outside the casino. He could just walk out there and give him a spanking.
Without them guns, you ain't nothing but a skinny lunger.
Ed, what an ugly thing to say. Our poor ugliness. Does this mean we're not friends anymore?
You know, Ed, if I thought you weren't my friend, I just don't think I could bear it.
All right, so I'm just going to go there right now. I'm going to tell you, I tried to think of one. I couldn't. There's a few. There's Leonardo DiCaprio and What's Eating Gilbert Grape. This is 100% my favorite acted character in all of my life.
Wow.
Is Val Kilmer playing Doc Holliday. It
good one.
is 100% my favorite. And
I can't argue with you. It's amazing.
I 100% it's something I think about it all the time. It's just anytime people are, I'm your Huckleberry, and like there's just so many things that he says in this, but just his delivery from point A to point B in every scene he enters.
If it wasn't for his character, I would have hated this fucking movie.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I get that. I do think that his character carries it for sure. I think Kurt Russell is amazing in it. He's a little over the top, in confidence and things, but I think that it has to be that way because he's carrying the weight of a family and a town and all that.
And a giant mustache.
And a huge mustache.
I love those mustaches.
But according to the director, by the way, all
real.
mustaches and all lightning are real. in this movie.
Love a good mustache.
Yeah.
Like
so
Tom
all
Selleck
mustaches
and
are real.
Stalin.
Did you not like the mustaches?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. They're cowboys, whatever. Well, they weren't cowboys. I guess they're not
God,
cowboys.
I totally want that shit to come back in style. All of them just look badass.
But I'll go out on a limb.
There's
I'm
a
going to
bunch of
say
them
it.
wandering around in Denton.
I love good acting and I love good movies, and I will say I can't think of one that I like better than Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone. my favorite acted character of all time.
I think that makes sense.
Go ahead. Go ahead, skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Listen, mister, I'm getting awful tired of your...
I'm getting tired of your gas. Now jerk that pistol and go to work. I said throw down, boy. You gonna do something or just stand there and bleed?
God damn it, Billy Bob Thornton is so amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. And I just love the fact that he's heavy. You know, this is, you know, because he was on that sitcom for a bit too. He was on a sitcom for a little while, and he was, and then all of a sudden he showed up married to Angelina Jolie, and he was super skinny.
Right.
But the line that you missed was where he goes,
I could have done like 15
will you
minutes.
quit blowing the smoke in my face? It's like I'm playing cards with my brother's kids. I say, it's like I'm playing cards with my brother's kids 7 times a week. That is like one of the greatest lines of all time.
I didn't even notice that line.
Absolutely love it. So,
I didn't notice that he said kids.
And so it's so funny because it can be with anything. It's like, you know, just like somebody can't get their guitar in tune. It's like, come on. It's like I'm playing guitar with my brother's kids.
So yeah, he was great. It was great to see him go from this badass who's making these other people his bitch.
He came into the Oriental, into the one casino in the whole town that isn't doing anything. And it's too bad, but it's a nice place. And he comes in there with his gun slinging around or whatever and chases all the customers away. And the place can't fucking buy a customer. And then fucking Kurt Russell walks in. And this motherfucker is, his first line, something on your mind? It's so good. Now, is that a fact? So good. I fucking love the something on your mind.
Yeah.
That, so good.
You're in my chair.
Yeah, you're in my chair. Oh, is that a fact? You actually see the actor that Billy Bob Thornton will become,
right?
In that, what you were about to say, and I don't want to take your shit away from you, but you were saying, like, there's this guy bullying everybody in this whole fucking casino, and he's, you know, just telling people to get out of his face, to get out of there, all this shit, and then you see the fear of God put this motherfucker just within seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it was great.
And it was great.
Yep. And so do you think Kurt Russell was, how would you describe him, overacting or?
No. I didn't think that he overacted at all. No, not at all. No, I just thought that he had to carry a lot. He had to carry...
Because that scene gave me chills.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me. I didn't say that. I never said. When you listen back, you'll hear. I never said that he overacted. He's
gonna edit that out where you're like, he overacted.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's just to make me look like a dick. But he did not. He's amazing in this movie. But I do think that his intensity has to carry a lot of situations. It has to carry the fact that, you know, he's here to get his whole family here and to make money. Then it's got to be to keep the whole thing safe. I kind of
saw it as the guy that he was to the guy hitting his horse, to Billy Bob. That guy was who he had to be like on a daily basis as Wyatt Earp before he retired.
Right.
And now he's retired and he's like, I just want to hang out with my family and be cool.
Yeah.
When these scenes come up, when it looks like it's almost out of character because it's like, dude, you're not that badass. You were just palling around with your brothers. It's because he's pulling from his old self.
Sure. That's who he is.
Right.
The point of the whole thing is that that's who he is. He's fucking Wyatt Earp the lawman. I mean, that's him.
And he's trying to be this family man.
He wants to be something else. Actually, there's a line in the movie, and I believe Val Kilmer says it.
Oh, okay.
There's a scene where he goes, I'm trying to live a normal life. And Doc goes, there is no normal life. There's just life. You know? And that's the thing is like, Wyatt he comes there chasing this thing that we call the normal life. And the normal life to him that he thinks is, all right, I'm going to get a place and I'm going to have some kids. That's so fucking true. Because people are always like, man, I just want a normal life. I'm guilty of that. You know, I just want a normal life. There is no normal life. There's just life.
Well, Johnny Tyler! You madcap.
Doc? Where you going with that shotgun?
Where are you going with that shotgun? Yeah, Doc. I love the. Where are you going with that shotgun? God, his fucking character is so good.
Yeah, really.
So amazing, and everybody he comes in touch with, they are fucking terrified just by
he's
this
Batman.
By this guy. Yeah, totally.
Forever.
All right, I think it's time. I think it's time for the Val Kilmer story. Wow. And yeah.
Oh, have you met Val Kilmer?
Oh, I have.
I forgot about this.
So I first want to make this understood that Real Genius is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
That's right.
Top Secret is not far behind, definitely in the top 20. But I have a song called Val Kilmer that I made up with Zach Malloy.
I really need to listen to your songs.
No, you don't. And it's a song called Val Kilmer because it's all a song about how if there was this movie about your life, you would think it would go one way, but it sort of goes another way. So it's like, I always thought my movie would be a comedy, not quite the tragedy that it's become, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it goes into this whole thing about how you sort of think it's going to go this way. It always sort of, there's all these curveballs in life, whatever.
Right.
But I get into the bridge. I say, as Gibby Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, Belushi, or even Val Kilmer. And then I go, he was funny in Real Genius. And then another voice goes, what about Top Gun? And I go, no, Top Gun wasn't funny. And then I go, Top Secret was funny too, but he sucked as Batman. So we go on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and there we're backstage. This is the fucking truest story of all time. We all have matching warm-up suits that we wear, and like we're doing our full thing. And we're gonna play High School Never Ends on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Sarah Silverman is still dating him at the time. She comes in, takes pictures, says hello. Then the director comes back and says, okay, so here's the thing. We're going to have y'all are going to follow Val Kilmer. And I'm like, what? True. I had no idea. I'm like, yeah, he's the special guest tonight. We had something fall through, whatever. He's here doing promo. He's actually supposed to be here in 2 days. They're going to go ahead and do it. So Val Kilmer is in the building. I'm like, well, dude, can we meet him? Could you just go and tell him that we have a song about him and we would love to meet him? And Val Kilmer comes in, nicest fucking guy you've ever met in your life, comes in, takes photos with us, and we give him an album. And we're like, here we go, we got a song about you. And he leaves the room. So his part of his interview is on in the room while we're there. Now it's being taped. So
how much time was before you gave him the CD to when he was
not enough?
Okay.
For him to have heard it.
Okay.
So he goes on to Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm being honest, I don't feel good about the way that this all went down. Because I really am a Val Kilmer fan. I think Heat is fucking great.
And you're worried about the one line that he sucked in Batman.
Well, just listen to me.
Okay, sorry.
Now,
it is a long story. I'm just...
Right, but this is why people listen to this fucking podcast, guys. Y'all, this is when y'all should go pee. And I'll just fucking talk to myself. Okay? And so anyway, Val Kilmer's on, and Jimmy Kimmel says to him, hey, you know who we got coming up next? Bowling for Soup. He goes, yeah. Just met him backstage. He goes, well, this is their new album, Great Burrito Extortion Case. You know they got a song about you. And he goes, yeah, I've heard it. It's great. He goes, oh, you've heard it? Yeah, it's really good. It's really great. and he had never heard it.
Oh, no.
So to make matters worse, he had his son Jack there, who was a huge Bowling for Soup fan, and this was an advanced copy of the album. So they probably put it in the limo. And it probably talked about how he was funny in Real Genius and Top Secret is funny, but he sucked as Batman. Here's the problem. I've never actually seen the Batman he's in.
Really?
Never seen it. Never seen it.
To this day, never seen it?
To this day, never seen
That's
it.
Jim
You just
Carrey,
were going
right?
off of what other people said.
Other people said.
Right.
So if anything we've learned from this podcast, don't be a fucking asshole. You never know who the guest on Jimmy Kimmel will be.
Is that what we've learned on this podcast?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, next line.
Well, he didn't like listen to it and tell you what he thought and stuff?
That's the end of the story, Rich.
Can we get in touch with him?
That is the end of the story.
We all learned not to be an asshole. We
He's not
just
doing
talked about
anything.
this.
All right.
The fewer men, the greater share of honor.
He's got some nerve, I'll say that. What do you think, Billy Neely?
Today shall be my
I think he's wonderful.
Unbelievable. So let's get into cast. We got to talk about cast.
Jason
now.
Priestley. He's a terrible actor, though. But it is awesome that he's in the movie. But he's obviously gay, right? I mean, he has a thing for the actor guy.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I don't know.
You know what?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Why does that matter? I don't know. I just think he's into like theater and all of that stuff, you know? I mean, you know, he just likes theater.
Jaret really liked theater, too.
Yeah, I like theater too.
And he also had balls in his mouth. So
What?
I'm thinking.
Is that true?
No,
No,
you.
you.
Oh, yeah, that's totally fucking true.
You must be Doc Holliday.
That's the rumor.
You retired too?
Not me. I'm in my prime.
Yeah, you look it.
You must be Ringo. Look, darling. Johnny Ringo. The deadliest pistolier since Wild Bill, they say.
Just any of his dialogue is so great. I mean, so fucking amazing.
The gunslinging scene.
Yeah,
where
so there's the
So
gunsling,
good.
so he does the whole thing where he's going to try to scare him, and I don't know if he's trying to intimidate him or whatever.
Intimidating.
Yeah, with all
Like,
of
look how
the,
badass I am.
Yeah.
I'm slinging my gun around.
got all of
40
this
times.
stuff, and then
everyone's like, whoa, and he starts slinging his little cup around.
yeah,
Yeah, but he does all the same moves. That's what's so
it was
funny.
hilarious.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Jaret
really-
intimidates people when he's drunk with nunchucks.
I mean,
at parties.
who thought of
well,
that
that's
scene?
absolutely true, but I'm fucking good.
Wait, do you have to do the nunchucks in the water?
No. That's a different thing. Actually, we don't really talk about that.
We were gonna videotape his water karate because he really did do that in Mexico.
Yeah, I practiced a little bit.
But we didn't have our phones in the water, which is probably good. Cause
No, we didn't have them in the water.
That's probably.
So you can just take our word for
That
it.
was the whole thing. But
Right.
yeah, but you know, I mean,
I was beginning to think we'd never meet. This is fortuitous. That means lucky.
Yeah, I know what it means.
Yeah, bitch, I know what it means. I'm not an idiot.
She was so annoying in the beginning of this movie.
I think do you think so? Just because? Why? Because of the way she carried herself?
The whole thing. I think I just know people that are kind of like that.
Yeah.
They're like, live your life and have fun. And
Right.
then you're just like, fuck off. Like, it's
Right.
annoying. It's the worst. He's
Yeah.
married. She doesn't know that she's fucking addicted to opiates. Like, she doesn't know anything about him.
Right. And also in that time of the world, there's no way that character
I don't
could
know.
have existed.
It was just super
What
annoying.
character?
She was just super.
Her character of being like
annoying.
this fly free, like go here, there, like,
I
like
totally think it could have.
no way.
If her parents are rich,
Fuck it.
she's
Well, now
doing
that-
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. She's funded.
Good point.
So that's even worse.
Great point. I liked this line because I liked that he showed that he wasn't just some dumb guy from Kansas.
How do you know? He just said, I know.
No, I don't feel like that's what it was or whatever. Like, I actually liked the exploration of, and you actually hinted at this earlier, where
may
you
have.
saying that, like maybe some of the actors, I don't believe this in the one case we discussed, but maybe they were trying to be a little dumber, you know, whatever. But, you know, there were people, there were the haves and the have-nots. You know, then there were people who were educated. There were people that weren't. You know, and there were these
Right.
guys who knew Latin. There were people that knew religion. There were people that didn't. You know,
The good guys took acting classes. The bad guys didn't
did
take
not.
Right.
Okay,
There were
maybe
guys with
that's
hot
it.
wives who had a tiny bit
I
of
feel like
heroin
actually if-
addiction, and then there also needed a girlfriend too. He had all the haves.
Are you happy?
Happy? Well, I don't know. Happy as the next man, I guess. I don't laugh all day long like an idiot, if that's what you mean.
Touchy about it, aren't you?
No, I'm not touchy. It's a silly question is all. Am I happy? Are you happy? Are you happy?
No, I'm always happy.
This scene cracked me up.
Yeah,
dude.
because
was
she's
so annoying.
I mean, it's
I just wanted it
stupid.
over.
Also, the blanket wasn't big enough.
It was awkward. It wouldn't go over
Terrible-
the flower. It wouldn't go over the
Terrible
flowers.
spot to
Dude,
put it
that
in. It was. Dude, you have no idea the anxiety.
I feel you because the flowers were sticking up. There wasn't a
Too
flat.
much.
It wasn't a flat spot
It's
for
too
it.
much.
Oh, I'm with you on
There's
that
no
one.
reason to even be in that spot.
There was
just honestly,
they just rode freaking horses all over a ton of freaking flat ground, and they picked this flat.
driving me crazy.
Yeah, it was
that blanket
terrible.
goes down. I'm just like, dude, if you literally move that forward about 15 feet, y'all fuckers can lay down. You don't even know.
I totally thought the same thing. That's so funny.
Fuck it. That kind of shit kill this is the reason I can't enjoy anything. I'm telling you, because I'm sitting there. I'm obsessing over it. I'm just you guys are just gonna sit there, huh?
Yeah, that corner's definitely folded
right
up with that big
there,
fuck off flower for no reason.
Steve and Stinking Foster.
Yes, well, this happens to be a nocturne.
Which?
You know, Frederick fucking Chopin.
Love it.
Best.
Fucking best line.
That is the best.
I love it. You know what's funny about this, though, and I wonder what your take on this musician-wise is.
The out-of-tune piano?
Yes, but when you hear that, do you hear, and believe me, anytime anything out of tune happens, it makes my head kind of go sideways like a dog.
But it's also awesome.
Exactly, because it's saloon piano. Anytime you think about saloon piano, you're like, I like the way that sounds.
It's supposed to be a little
It's supposed to be like
yeah.
that. So I wondered if that was even going to be a thing with you or something that you noticed. Or
No,
whatever.
I totally noticed it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even a musician, and I noticed that it was out of tune, but it seemed like it was.
If it
It seemed
was-
like it was supposed to be
it's
because it's a
supposed to
freaking
be
old
like that.
tiny
perfectly in
piano.
tune, it would be weird because they got
Yeah,
people.
he's not playing
tuning that
freaking
shit every
classical
day.
piano
Right.
in this old bar and wherever the hell they were in Arizona.
By the
Then
way,
you're
did you-
moving that piano
Tombstone.
from the east to the west. It's gonna get out of tune. You know what I mean?
Did you guys notice when the train first pulled up and they first got there, by the way? And I'm only reminded of this is because it was Eddie Van Halen's birthday 2 days ago and Sammy Hagar and him.
I saw that too.
They did some tweets back and forth. Did you notice that the number of the train was 5150?
Yeah. No, I didn't notice it, but I saw that in the trivia. Yeah.
Oh, was it in the trivia?
Yeah, it was in the
okay,
trivia.
because I thought that was pretty cool. And that not only was it in, I mean, they made a point to show it.
But why is that? What's that got to do?
Yeah, what's the significance?
With
With-
Van Halen, they had
I'm
an
just
album
kidding.
called
I'm just
5150.
kidding. I was gonna go for a Crazy Train, but
Oh, okay.
I was like, isn't that
It was
more
going
Ozzy?
off the rails, or
Well, I mean, I'm just wondering. I clearly know nothing about it, but you're saying that's funny because Van Halen had an album. Do you think the album was relevant to something in history back then too, or
5150 is a is
Police
a
code.
thing now. It's a police code for officer down.
No,
Yes.
no.
No.
I thought that was
Crazy.
something. I thought that was something else.
What is
Crazy,
it?
crazy person.
5150 is for a crazy
Crazy person.
person.
Yeah, I thought
Right.
Officer Down was something different.
Oh, okay. So 5150 is, and so it's a crazy train.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Holy fuck, dude!
You're welcome.
That's fucking
So is that where
amazing.
Crazy Train came from?
No.
I know.
No,
I
see
know.
now we're
I
fucking. Now
know.
it's a big fucking love triangle.
No, this is shit. Why didn't we go? We did it!
Oh, God damn it!
We solved Tombstone!
We did it!
We solved Tombstone!
Well,
the funny thing is,
we should just end it right there.
the funny thing is
Click.
what is that from? Is that
The Matrix.
Did we solve the Matrix? Oh, that's amazing.
You should listen to the podcast every once in a while.
I know. I don't need to do that. I live it.
I do have to admit that when I played that clip and the Hayden Church guy was talking back and forth with
But we were going to
Doc
talk about how
Holliday there,
shitty he was.
I do remember thinking, wow, he's delivering those lines terribly.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying that because
Yeah.
of our previous guy. I do actually now remember saying, wow, he's delivering those
What's
lines
the
terribly.
wine
funny
movie?
is, like,
What is
whenever-
the, wait, baby? What is the
Sideways.
one?
Sideways.
Think about that movie.
I hated that movie.
Yeah.
No, but
the
it's-
movie sucked anyway without
it's
him.
fucking
Or
great
with him.
because what's his face is in it.
No, it's not good with him
I
either.
didn't- I didn't
the
think
whole
so either.
movie
I
sucked.
thought the whole thing was overrated.
That guy is so fucking terrible acting wise.
I remember thinking whenever he was delivering those lines, Everett, you can't have any cheese balls. Stop. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Somebody let the dog out.
Please, God.
God, yes, you can go ride your scooter. Holy shit.
Not down the stairs, though.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, I remember that
What
part.
the
That's
fuck are y'all talking
That
about?
was
really
that
fucked up
was
watching
our
the movie.
movie watching
Yeah,
experience.
I
It was the worst. We'll
Oh,
never do it
I
again.
see.
I missed a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember the Chopin line, but that was the rest of it. There was nothing. I have no idea.
You die first, get it? Your friends might get me in a rush, but not before I make your head into a canoe. You understand me?
He's bluffing. Let's rush him. No. He ain't bluffing.
You're not as stupid as you look, Ike.
You know who's great?
This guy
He ain't
is
bluffing.
fucking amazing.
He's in every scene he's in.
Every
fucking scene he's in, he's amazing.
And I followed his character from beginning to end. I was like so intrigued with, is this guy gonna die or not?
Yeah.
And he fucking doesn't die. He makes it all the way through the entire film.
No, he does, and gets the whole.
Because he's a coward.
Well, he gets the whole he died later thing. Well, yes, he's cowardly, but he's also the guy that goes, you got a fight coming today. And he's the one that brought the OK Corral battle there.
Yeah, and then the second they came there with guns, he ran away.
He's the fucking chihuahua.
The whole thing starts with him being a coward. Like, I mean, even just now, he's not bluffing.
And you, music lover, you're next.
Drunk piano player. You're so drunk you can't hit nothing. In fact, you're probably seeing double.
I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Here's what just happened. Great acting, then terrible acting,
and then amazing acting,
and then amazing acting. That's what just fucking happened on the last sound clip. Holy shit! 2 guns, one for each of you. Dude, just
so good.
Do you say that all the time?
I do not say it all the time.
So.
Oh, are you going to start doing that? Because here's the thing. If we're going to do movies that I say shit, I fucking say shit all the time.
Okay, here's the deal. He does just say a lot of stuff a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I feel like
Wow.
people think you might be being disingenuous at this point about all the things that you say
no, he's
all the
not.
time.
She backs it up every fucking time, too.
There's lots of cash. People are like, when does he have time to actually talk about other stuff besides just quoting movies from
Well, no, that's how I
1985?
speak. That's how I speak. I just speak in movie.
Stay calm, use your head, it'll be all right. Just the same, though. Guess maybe you better swear me in.
Yeah, and so he's sucked in, man.
Sucked him in.
You know, it's. I thought that one of the cool things was, and this is why I think, again, I don't know why you thought I thought Kurt Russell overacted this, because I thought he was amazing in just not wanting to be involved in anything.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to be involved, and then the shit's about to hit the fan, and he doesn't want to break the law. You know, so you better swear me in.
Yeah.
You know, because we're about to fuck shit.
We haven't talked about Sam Elliott.
We haven't. Great in this movie.
Oh, fucking amazing, that guy.
So good.
He didn't even have to grow a mustache.
He already had it.
It
Yeah.
was the same
Oh my
mustache
God.
he's had forever.
All the time.
That's
He's
how
always
badass
got
he
it.
is.
Yeah. We also didn't talk about Bill Paxton, who is the other brother.
Have we seen Bill Paxton?
We did. Yeah, and in
did we
fact,
see
I'm
him?
hoping that you have a
Could
quote.
it have
pull.
been a week ago?
I have something very fucking profound to say here.
Shh.
Now, do you think it's an accident that in Weird Science he played Chet and his brother was named Wyatt? And here he is in Tombstone and his brother is named fucking Wyatt.
Coincidence?
Coincidence?
I
think not.
Well, I think it's less coincidence that there's an actual actor in the movie called Wyatt Earp who is related to the real Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, he's like the 5th cousin.
Yeah.
That's
5th or 6th
super
cousin.
cool.
Those cowboys been telling everybody in town they're going to clean you out. They're back there in that lot behind the OK Corral.
This is Terry O'Quinn, the mayor.
Yeah.
He's Locke from Lost.
Nobody
I
watches
never
Lost.
watched Lost.
Everyone watches Lost.
We've established that Lost has not been like a watch thing
Everybody
in this
watches
podcast.
Lost, and it's awesome, and you should watch it.
What
Matter of
I
fact,
di-
that should be our next podcast. You watching Lost episode to episode, and we reviewing each episode.
You ever do the thing when you're a kid and get lost in the grocery store and have to
Oh,
do the deal?
that's so sad.
When you have to do the deal where you walk briskly, looking aisle to aisle, like both ways. Boom, 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 boom.
You know
boom,
how you
boom.
hate talking to people?
Yeah.
When you were a kid, did you ever just go to the front and ask them to page your mom?
Not
No, I
once.
had to do that.
Not once.
Many,
I always
many
did. I'm
times.
like, where's my mom? I'll just
My
go
mom,
find her.
my mom lost me all the time.
My mom lost me, but I would not go talk to anybody.
Nope. I walk straight
ever.
to the front. Hi, I can't find my mom. My name's Casey. If you can call her, her name's
Yep.
Shanna. They'd be like, Shanna, did we lose Casey?
Oh,
and
no,
there she came.
I would-
I wouldn't do that. I'd just walk up and I'd go, I can't find my mom.
No,
Yeah.
I was a
And they're
problem
like, "Oh, it's
solver.
okay,
Jaret won't
you
even
okay?"
ask for
Not me. I'd have just fucking survived.
I paged my
I'd have
mom
just stayed.
more times.
Yeah,
than
he would have lived there.
I would have literally lived there. I swear to
like
God,
that
I
movie
would
where
have.
the heart is, where you like.
I really
birth
would
the
have. Like,
child.
I would not have talked to anybody and
You
been like,
are
I'm
ridiculous.
because
He
I would have
still
been
won't.
embarrassed from being
This-
lost. I would have. I would have. I'd have just been like, I'm not the lost kid. That is not me.
He's so not like I tell this all the time. Like we'll go to Target, and if I pick up like that little red phone to ask somebody something, he is
runs
fucking
away.
I do.
gone.
I get the fuck out of there.
He's
man.
gone.
I have
I'm
to-
like, excuse me, man. Do you have what was it called?
He's gone now.
I think it was a pocket elf.
I'm looking for this, and like literally, can I help you with something? Nope, I'm good.
Actually,
And,
the pocket elf is a different thing. He was looking for this elf thing.
yeah, I was looking for an elf thing.
He was gonna go store to store.
I did. I
And he
went,
goes,
but I
can't-
couldn't go anymore because I had to go get the little ones.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, I'm like, you're just go. Why don't you just call the places and see
And
if
we
they
were
have
literally
it?
just starting dating, by the way.
I'm like, why don't you just call the stores and see if they have it? And he's like, oh, it's fine. He's like, I've been to 15
You won't
places
call a
today.
store?
He wouldn't call him and just go, hey, do you
Oh,
have
no.
this? Hey, do you have this thing? He won't call anybody.
I won't call a groomer. If you don't book online, I don't go to your business.
serious?
I don't
it's
call
the worst.
anybody.
So yeah, I mean, I called like 15
How do you
places
order pizza?
in
Online?
5 seconds.
Online.
Yeah, he does order pizza online. I have to if I order pizza, I call him. He will order online.
I do online too, but online didn't exist until like the last.
Well, Jaret
5
never
or
had
so
any
years.
pizza until recently. He's really excited about it.
Oh my God.
That's your favorite scene ever.
So good. This is the scene I was talking about where he winks at him and his face just drops. And then that's when Kurt Russell knew that he was going to fucking fire the first shot and that this shit was going to go down. And he's like, oh my God, no. Fuck.
This is going to be bad.
Yes, it was such a good scene.
It was good.
It was such a good scene.
Here are two things that I think about during watching this movie. A, obviously none of them ever took target practice. Ever.
I know, so
ever.
bad.
And also, apparently, they had automatic weapons in the 1800s because
you had to cock.
No one ever reloaded a fucking 6-shooter once. You never saw a bullet go into a gun, not once.
Yeah, even
And
two
actually,
guns, you only have 12 shots.
If you watch that exact scene, you just see Val Kilmer just
right.
But it actually, and also I just love how they held their guns back then. The whole just like at your side thing.
Oh, I hold mine like that still.
I have to hold my dog like that. Did you know that?
He does.
No, I have to hold it because if I hold my dog, so I have this little dog. So for you,
So ridiculous.
those of you guys who don't know this, Allie is very protective of this house
She's a
and this
Yorkie.
family, and she's a Yorkie, and she's tiny. And if I hold her up as high as your face,
Which he always has. He
I
enters
used
the
to.
door with Allie by his head.
by my head,
Like
and
queen of the house.
she wants to kill you. But if I put her down here by my side, then she understands that it's not her house, apparently.
She doesn't understand.
And
She'll
she
still bite
doesn't
your
try
ankle.
to kill people.
I love the choice that Val Kilmer made when he was shooting at Ike inside the building.
Which was
that he ducked his head
Mm-hmm.
and sort of ran by the windows shooting one gun after another. And it wasn't very...
It was practical.
Yeah, it was so practical. It was like,
Right.
there's a guy that can see me because he's peeking out of these windows. I can't really see him because the windows are so small, but I'm trying to keep him from killing people
Right.
behind me.
Yeah.
And so he's just kind of running by with his head, trying not to get shot. I was like, that's totally how I would have done it.
I don't know. There's probably a science to what he's thinking. He's a fucking scientist.
Yeah.
He's a scientist.
Really, he's a genius. He's
a
like
genius.
a real genius.
He's a goddamn... He's nice. We just solved
We did it!
We solved Tombstone!
This is going to be a thing now. We solve every movie.
Everything becomes a thing.
Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
Today is the first time I put together that he had already said, I'm your Huckleberry, and that he said the taste of blood thing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, the famous, I'm your
Right.
Huckleberry.
Right.
when he says that, and obviously Ringo is scared out of his ass. I mean, he's terrified. He does not want anything to do with him at the end. This is not what's supposed to be happening right now. This is not what I was here for.
Right.
I'm trying to be like the really badass.
That's going to kill the guy that's
fucked.
slower than me.
And he says to him, he goes, well, we have unfinished business, don't we? And that comes from this line right here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
So-
did you know he's not saying Huckleberry?
No, I didn't know that. I thought that. What
it's
is he saying?
Hucklebearer.
Oh my God. Is that true?
In real life, he's from Atlanta. So he had this very thick Atlanta, Georgia accent. He's saying Hucklebearer, which is the person that basically carries you to your grave. And because of his thick Atlanta, Georgia accent, it made it sound like he was saying Huckleberry. So people actually thought, because he actually did say that in real life, I'm your Hucklebearer, but his thick accent, people thought he was saying Huckleberry. But that is a real thing that he said in real life.
So, but everybody says, I'm your Huckleberry.
I know.
People say that.
I've been saying it for years. I just found that out this week, that it wasn't Huckleberry.
Unbelievable.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me? I see a red sash, I kill the man wearing it. So run, you cur. Run! Tell all the other curs the law's coming! You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Now, this is probably the only time where I could say maybe he was overdoing it a little bit.
I don't know, but I feel like it had to be that way.
Yeah,
I mean,
he had to be freaking pissed off.
yeah, he did. And he had to have been.
Yeah, his brother just got killed.
Well, and
Ike got away again.
And he's being smarter than he's outsmarted them again.
Yeah, but okay, let's put ourselves in this situation. We've
Okay.
seen lots of TV and crime stories, and
Clearly, we're capable of being cowboys.
Do you actually let the guy go to warn everybody, or you just kill him and surprise the other guys?
If you're wanting to kill everybody else, yeah, you let him go so you can get him to come to
Do you? Or do you kill him, so now there's one less, and then you sneak up on everybody else and kill them
Well,
too?
there used to be a lot more honor.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like today's...
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
Today's cowboy would never do it.
Nowadays,
Yeah,
I would
because back
sneak up.
then, even this movie, he stands up in front of Johnny Ringo, goes, I don't want to fight you, and he opens up his coat. He doesn't have guns.
Right.
Did you ever see anything like that before?
Hell, I ain't never even heard of anything like that.
I like that those guys keep it real. I
Checks.
love the fact, and here's another actor that we didn't talk about. I love the fact that the character comes and he's just like, dude, and you could see it in his face in the first scenes. It's like, I don't know about all this. Then they start hurting the women or whatever. And so Bat Masterson, who I had no idea who that was.
Yeah, you never heard of Bat Masterson
I
before?
heard of it because there used to be a band in Dallas called the Bat Mastersons.
But there's weapons that are named after him as well.
Right. And so what did he go on to do other things, or was
He had
it
to have. Yeah. Well, no, I guess he died there, but he like escorts the hot girl in the stagecoach. The cowboys catch him and drag his ass back as a warning. He's the guy on the ground all torn up at the end. That's right before they go and shoot everybody.
You're exactly right. I missed that because
you were chasing Allie down the road.
You had let Allie out of the
Oh,
house.
I had let Allie.
So I was chasing the dog. But what I wanted to say was he is in Mallrats.
The Walking Dead.
He's in Mallrats.
The
He's
Walking
like
Dead.
the game show host that gets the stinky palm in Mallrats.
I haven't seen that movie
Mallrats is one of
forever.
the, are you fucking serious?
I've seen it, but not in forever.
It's the greatest movie of all time.
I wouldn't say that.
We got a sick man. Our horses are done in.
Put him up at my place. As long as it's just tonight.
Did you hear that voice?
Yeah, that voice, dude.
Holy shit, dude.
That is crazy.
Dude, Charlton Heston, man.
What's insane is that voice is him. It's not like he's even doing a voiceover thing. He's
No,
just acting.
That's just him.
It's such a
Being
fucking
badass,
crazy voice.
Holding a gun.
Awesome.
Fucking kicking your ass.
And just kicking your ass.
It all happened so fast with Curly Bill, I didn't really have time to think about it, but I've had plenty of time to think about this. I can't beat him, can I?
No.
What I
love that.
Oh.
And just the delivery of the word no. You know, like
No.
No.
there
It's
is,
airy.
but
Airy
there are
no.
certain people in the like. Let's talk about actors, actresses that can deliver things. With
Hang on. Before you do that.
Okay.
No.
That was terrible.
What? That
But
was good.
Dustin-
One more time. No.
That's actually fucking really good.
Yeah, it was exactly like the other one, but this one was much better.
You'll see when you listen back. You'll see. You'll just be like, God, that second was fucking good. So the Johnny Ringo thing with let's rewind back to the front of the movie. They're sitting there. They're going to eat the Mexican wedding feast, and the priest walks up, and he just like,
mm-hmm.
And then he's essentially refers a lot to the fact that he sold his soul to the devil.
Right.
At any point, did you think Ralph Macchio was going to come out and want to do a guitar solo battle?
I love that movie.
Let's fucking do that movie. That movie's amazing. So many quotes in that one. No, but seriously, I just thought that there was a lot of spirituality.
That was Crossroads, by the way, with Steve Vai.
And Steve Vai, who's in the movie for literally 30 seconds.
Wait, what?
With Ralph Macchio and Jamie Gertz.
In Crossroads?
Actually, yeah.
No, he was at Crossroads Music Festival, and he played like at least a full
Casey,
set.
that's not what we're talking about.
He had a fan in his hair.
A fan.
Anyway, so
I was there.
There's a lot of spirituality referred to in the whole. I love the interaction between Bill Paxton and Kurt Russell when they're walking out of the performance of the play or whatever. By the way, why why is this? Why? I don't know what just happened.
I don't either. Was that not on purpose?
That was not on purpose.
What did you just channel?
I'm not sure what the fuck just happened. But
this shit just get spiritual?
Something insane just happened.
Why?
But why? Why is it that like everybody could just shoot their guns up at the ceiling all the time?
Crazy.
It's so dumb.
Did that give you anxiety?
A lot. Yeah,
yeah, because that bothered me.
Well, because I'm looking for stuff to come down. I'm worried about leaks. They're just like everything gets overthought by me. Like there's no.
You're worried about leaks? I'm worried about getting shot as someone in the top booth. They're just randomly shooting straight up.
Everything's on the side.
I'm off to the
Things
side.
that like ricochet off into your head.
Holy fucking shit! What? That's what happened to Lincoln.
I knew you were going to say that. I fucking
How did you
knew
know?
it. Yeah, I just knew when you started the holy shit, and I said ricochet. We're talking about guns.
How the fuck would you know that?
Because I'm around you all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh my God, we solved your marriage.
We solved Abraham Lincoln's murder.
That was already solved.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
I was just fooling about.
I wasn't. And this time, legal.
All right, Lunger. Let's do it.
I heard it that time. I heard I'm your huckleberry.
I know. I listened though.
Yeah, and so you're not saying that Val Kilmer was doing the accent wrong. You're saying that Doc Holliday was from the South,
right?
And he was doing it correct.
Correct.
That's the way it comes out.
It sounded like
I'm your huckleberry. See, that's why he fucking nailed. Did he win some shit for this?
I don't know. He should have.
Oh my God, it's the fucking best.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
I was just fooling about.
In 1993, an injustice was done. Val Kilmer was overlooked by the Academy for his role as Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Val didn't even receive a nomination. The nominees for Best Supporting Actors in 1993 went to Gene Hackman, Jay Davidson, Jack Nicholson, Al Pacino, and David Painter. Gene Hackman won for his role in Unforgiven. This list contains some pretty good actors with some great roles, blah, blah, blah. I mean, those are all heavy hitters.
Unforgiven was pretty badass in the acting part.
But, I mean, I will just say, I mean, again,
A Few Good Men was that same year.
I will never tiptoe around the fact
Son of the Woman.
that is the greatest role played by an actor in my lifetime.
Say when.
Fucking love that. They're at, like the camera's at his eyes, and it just kind of slowly pans down to his mouth, and you see just his lips, and he says, "Say when."
Yeah,
Can we talk? He's got pretty lips.
He does. Yeah, he's got a good mouth.
Good mouth.
Did the teeth bother you?
They don't, because I'm used to it. And
because
also,
his bottom teeth were messed up.
I know, but what I've realized is that attractive people have bad teeth a lot.
Okay. Thank you, by the way.
Sir Teeth a lot.
You're welcome.
Oh, I wasn't quite as sick as I made out.
My teeth weren't as bad as I made
Okay,
out.
I want to ask about this. Was he actually, or was he just being a dick? Like he really is that sick? But
He's sick, but he's
was sick.
He knew if he had said, "Well, I'll just go fight for you," that he wouldn't let.
So
that
he
happen.
really
So he
was
tricked
not
him.
as sick.
Right. At
He
that
He
moment.
wasn't just being an asshole and being like, "Well,
He
I wasn't
fell
as
off the
sick."
horse sick, but then he was, in bed. He was like, "Oh, I can get up."
And I feel like the other guys had Wyatt's back as well. I think they probably knew, hey, we're going to be here no matter
I just
what.
read it both ways. I read it as him saying, I wasn't as sick, just being a dick, because clearly he was, but he went anyway. And then reading
Could
it
be,
as,
yeah.
because that's how I saw it the
I
first
actually
time.
like that way better.
Yeah, he's like, I wasn't as sick anyway. Like because he looked so concerned.
Right.
And then there's the other aspect where he was like, I just pretended to be sick and coughing
I
blood
don't
into
think
a
he's
napkin.
being. No, he wasn't pretending to be sick because the whole time.
Pretending to be as bedridden.
No, but he's sick the whole. He's always sicker than he lets on.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what happens even with the girl, and when the doctor tells him, he goes, essentially just says, you can't have sex anymore.
Can't
also,
smoke
there's the
and-
other stuff. And so she walks in, and he just says, we need to rethink our association or whatever, meaning like I'm not supposed to have sex. And she hands him a cigarette.
I still think that in itself was really powerful in the end because whenever he walks around and says, I'm not your huckleberry.
The
And
rural juror.
He comes around and he's got the freaking cigarette in his mouth and he's standing again.
Right.
Because that's the thing. That's why she put the cigarette in his mouth in the first place, was that he's this guy that can't die.
Let's think about some of the most powerful lines, though, that we're missing, which Val Kilmer delivers, and which sort of sum up their friendship. It's asked of him, like, why are you here? You're sick. You should be in bed. He said, Wyatt Earp is my friend.
Right. Yeah.
And he says to him, he says, hey, I got lots of friends. He goes,
I don't.
Yep.
Ugh, that's a good one.
And so he had said that, but oh man, I just almost made myself start crying. I'm not kidding.
I have nothing left. Nothing to give you. I have no pride. No dignity. No money. I don't even know how we'll make a living, but I promise I'll love you the rest of your life.
Don't worry, Wyatt. My family's rich.
I'm rich, bitch!
That's the first thing I thought of. I'm rich, bitch!
Here's what's funny. He goes, I'll love you the rest of your life.
Not mine.
Not mine. And he just murdered about 50 dudes. So he's just like, I'll love you the rest of your life. I have no problem shooting you right in the fucking throat.
But I'll love you while
I'm
I
gonna
do
love
it.
you while I do it. After that, we're done.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you stray, I'll shoot you in the head.
I think he meant because he's older.
No, I got what he said. And no, he wasn't older than her.
He was just reading the script.
They were together another 40-something years.
He was older than
47
her,
years.
for sure.
So that would have been in the 1880s when
You
this
can't grow a
happened.
mustache like that till you're in your 40s.
Let's talk about how they did the music in this. And I actually thought it was cool how they would do the splashes of like the BAM! Like fucking
I didn't
like
even notice
old
Yeah, I never noticed
westerns of
any of
like BAM! And then BAM! They would, like everything was super climactic and orchestrated. It was really old school.
I loved it. It sounded great.
And updated westerny,
Yeah.
It was really cool. We should stop talking about this. This has been Tombstone.
That's
one of my favorite movies. It's definitely one of my favorite Western movies of all time. And
Is
it's
it?
one
Is
of
it
my
in your
favorite
top?
movies.
In your top?
I
13?
thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was so good to watch.
I actually think it's a great watch even now,
Yes.
and even Jack
It
was
holds
roped
up.
in.
Well, what's
really
great
does
about it
hold up.
is it's a period piece, so it doesn't look 80s. You know what I mean? It doesn't look 90s. It looks like the period it's supposed to look like, and it just holds up really well, I think.
Great movie, and it's a good watch even now. I mean, Casey had seen it before, I guess.
Well, I had expectations of hating it because I kind of remembered hating it.
I remember you hating
and I
it.
remember always saying that I hated it because
You didn't want us to do this.
I fucking didn't. And
You wanted us to do 50 Shades of Grey this week.
not this week.
Yes,
but,
this week.
The week of this movie, yeah.
Right.
But Well, just because it'd be funny from male perspective. But I watched the movie, and the first 20 minutes, I was like, oh yeah, this movie fucking blows. And then I realized that it's a pretty good movie. So I was actually pleasantly surprised because I didn't remember before what I remember not liking it, but I don't think I paid enough attention. Now that I paid attention, and maybe as an adult, maybe getting a little bit more of what's actually going on, I really enjoyed it. I liked Val Kilmer. I liked the mustaches.
Do you know who Sheila Ray, David Murray, and Ashley C are?
Yeah. I do. They are the best.
Are they the best?
They are our Patreon supporters who support us enough to have their name mentioned.
That's right.
In every podcast.
That's right. Goddamn.
We were lucky enough to do a Skype recently with David Murray. It was fun.
We had scheduled one for Sheila today.
No, Ashley C. Ashley C.
Oh, Ashley C. That's right.
Stood us up today.
Ashley, why did you stand us up?
And Sheila Ray doesn't get to do that, but she follows me on Facebook, so
I've only met She-Ray one time.
She-Ray's the best.
I know, she's super sweet.
She's the best. We'll just send her a picture of
Rich's penis.
And it'll be fine.
You're welcome, She-Ray.
Should it be flaccid or non-flaccid?
What plugs do we have
half,
tonight?
like Bieber style.
Bieber style.
Let's send her the top half of Miley.
Just the tip
on the bottom half of Justin Bieber.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Does he have less hair than she does?
That's about the same.
My name is Jaret. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. This is what I do for a living. It's fucking awesome. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at JARET2113. But more importantly, Rich,
yes,
how can they follow this amazing program?
At Jaret Movies on Twitter.
Or
Facebook.com/Jaret Goes to the Movies.
That's right. Or just go to Facebook and search Jaret Goes to the Movies. We have a Patreon site. Essentially, if you go to JaretGoesToTheMovies.com and click support
us,
you can get more of this. And we do an after show. We do pre-show. And we do outtakes. And we do
Dallas.
I'm just waiting for you to keep completing the sentences. I didn't know what you had left. But thank you guys for listening. Casey, I love you.
I love you.
I love you too, Case.
Hey, thanks.
I didn't introduce you guys. We just rolled into it this time.
We got right into this.
I didn't do With Me, as always, is Rich. And
I fucked it up because I jumped in really early with the intro.
It's fine. No, yeah.
I did. I fucked it up.
No, you didn't. No, fucking Rich rolled in with pre-written joke.
That was it.
But
even when he does that, you still do like okay, and then the intro. Like I fucking started talking about stuff. I messed it up. He always says shitty jokes in the beginning.
Why don't you guys get your shit together? My name is Jaret. This has been Jaret Goes to the Movies. Rich, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Casey, say goodbye.
Bye.
We'll see you down the road.